Hey guys, how you going? Hope you're all doing very well. This evening I'm going to be doing a review of a horror film from the UK, English language, released in the year 2003, directed by Julian Richards, and this film is called The Last Horror Movie. And the story to The Last Horror Movie is as follows. Max Parry wants to kill you. No, it's not that you've done anything wrong or deserve it, you're simply trying to make a point. By day, a wedding photographer, Max uses his video camera to moonlight as a serial killer, and with the aid of a homeless assistant, he documents his work in the form of a snuff video diary. Max grows increasingly determined to direct an intelligent film about murder, but blurries the line between fiction and reality by actually snuffing out the victims himself. Max is a disturbingly charismatic assassin who confronts his audience with an intense exploration of the mind of a homicidal maniac, and audience culpability with viewing violence as entertainment. When he senses distaste at the realism of his brutality, he poses the obvious question, why are you still watching? The answer is simple enough. You know you shouldn't be, and that's exactly why you are. So the movie, it takes you inside the mind of a serial killer. Now, Max Parry is the main character. By day, he works as a wedding photographer. By night, he videotapes himself killing his victims. So he's a very intense sort of character, and he wants to make a film. So he gets the aid of a personal assistant who is a homeless man, and this guy documents this serial killer's deeds. So as he kills each person, he starts to talk about why you're still watching it, and that there isn't much of a difference between this guy and you as a viewer. The only difference is that this guy is acting on his impulses, and that the viewer is equally to blame because they are in fact encouraging it by watching it. And basically, if you're repulsed, why are you continuing to watch it? So it poses that kind of questions about the morality, about whether or not you view violence as entertainment, and that the realism isn't quite there because you're watching it through a video screen, but then the movie's trying to make you feel guilty about watching this sort of stuff. So that's the kind of film it is, and to prevent myself from giving away too much, that's all I'm going to give you on the synopsis, so please go out there and see it for yourself if you want to know how it unfolds. Now, my thoughts on the film. This one really wants to be an intelligent film. It really reminded me of Funny Games, directed by Michael Haneke, that really lectures you about why you're watching video violence. That if it's so repulsive that if you're going to complain about it, why are you watching it? So straight away, Michael Haneke's Funny Games, which is a film I haven't reviewed yet, but that's the message that this film is trying to be. Other movies that it's very reminiscent of is Man Bites Dog. It's kind of like a video camera diary of a serial killer. So it's kind of like a pseudo snuff film, but this one tries to be intelligent by giving you an insight into the mind of a killer and also questioning why you're watching it. But it fails on all levels because, in fact, this is a rubbish movie because it is basically the intelligent sort of element to it is a distraction. What it is basically is just a collection of murders. And it's done in a way that it just comes across as an August Underground's Mortem. It's not as provocative as that film, but it's the same sort of premise in that you've just got a collection of these murders, and it's disguising itself by coming across as intelligent. You've got this guy who is supposed to be charismatic. He's not. He just comes across as a greasy git. The acting is supposed to be great. I've been told it was great. I thought it was very ordinary. I thought this guy that was the main character, that was the serial killer, there is no insight into him as a person. The other characters that come into the film, it just feels like they're cannon fodder. And as I said, it's just basically a collection of murders. And if that's your kind of thing, you might get something out of it. But for me, I was expecting a hell of a lot more. I mean, it is very disturbing. Some of the murders are very realistic, so it's going to disturb a lot of people. But it is very, very shallow. There is no insight into the characters. You don't care for any of the people being killed because it just feels like they're nameless sort of objects instead of human beings. So it really loses that sort of touch to it. It doesn't make you feel guilty for watching it. There's a little twist at the end that involves videotape that I thought was just stupid. It didn't really contribute anything to the film. It didn't make it any better. It didn't make it any worse. It just felt like a desperate attempt to disguise what was a very simplistic film. So if you're a fan of pseudo snuff and you want something that isn't quite as extreme as August Underground's Mortem, you might get something out of it. But for me, I was bitterly disappointed because I heard good write-ups about this one. I heard people saying that it was one of the better films that will make you think. It doesn't make you think, in my opinion. It's just a film, as I said, it's lazy filmmaking, no character development whatsoever, and it's basically just one murder scene after the other, and then it's trying to redeem itself. It's trying to justify itself by making you feel as though you're the guilty one. It's kind of wanting to make you think, but it fails to do so. So I was really disappointed with this one. Very, very ordinary film, and I'm only going to give it 1 star. Alright guys, that's my review. I hope you enjoyed it. Till next time, keep watching movies, and I'll see you later. Bye.